Catch up tayo about life, career, love, relationships, and many more.
Kaya samahan mo kami magtawanan at kwentuhan over anything under the sun.
Tara,
Kape!
Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Kape Podcast!
Hi guys! Welcome back!
Sis, may bago tayong recruit today.
Oo nga eh. Grabe, iba tong episode na to.
Totoo. May first ever guest tayo for this episode. So, he's our good friend. Hi, Alan. Can you please introduce yourselves to our listeners?
Okay, so hello listeners. Ako si Alan. So I was previously working I was previously working as an instructor, and yeah, I Sophia invited me here to talk to you about something very interesting that might get you hooked into, about our topic today.
Yeah. But before we begin, the reason why we invited Alan over is because we wanted a perspective from a guy para fair din sa mga sa mga lalaki diyan, hindi lang yung sa mga babae kasi baka akala nila nagkakampihan kami ni Natalia. So, we invited him para lang may representative ang mga guys, 'di ba?
Yes.
So, anyway, kamusta ba kayo? I mean, right now, how are you guys doing? How's your week so far before we start with the podcast?
So ako, I had a very busy week. Siyempre, work. And on weekends naman, may mga inattendan akong seminar. So whole day yun. So wala akong rest talaga. But I'm glad na I get to do this podcast right after that stressful seminar. How about you,
How about
Allen?
you, Alan?
So that's nice to hear from you, Natalia. Ako naman, almost all of the week bedridden ako. Kakagaling ko lang sa flu actually.
Oh.
Actually,
Sa
even
bedridden.
before even before makapunta ako dito, natutulog na ako kasi nagpapagaling pa rin. Kunwari, nagpapagaling
Sorry
pa
sa
rin.
istorbo, ha? Kidding.
Sorry, nistorbo ka namin.
Kasalanan niyo to. But I'm always glad to be here, di ba? Para makontra ko naman kayo minsan.
Yeah, I know you've been wanting that all your life. Pero ako naman, actually it was a heavy week for me. Tapos dumagdag na rin na at the moment balik ECQ na naman for next week, balik ECQ na
I
naman ang Metro
know.
Manila. So hindi na kami natuloy-tuloy sa paglabas ni Natalia. And
Hindi
I'm
tayo
sure
nakapagkita.
ikaw din, Allen, hindi ka rin masyadong makalabas dyan or yung gusto mong kasama hindi makalabas. Alin doon?
Oh, wait.
I'd like to research. Paano yung kwan dito? I'd like to invoke my my right to self-incrimination. Yes. Nakakatakot yung mga tanong mo, Sophia. So,
Joke
nagkakaroon,
lang.
nagkakaroon na nga ng season 4 ang ECQ sa inyo. Kasama yata NCR Plus, di ba? Hindi lang NCR.
Yep.
So, it sucks.
Exactly.
It sucks. Well, nonetheless, I'm sure you will survive. I hope you will survive.
We will. We always do.
Why are we here? Siyempre, kaya nga, in the first place, in-invite ka namin kasi we want your perspective about singlehood and actively waiting. So, of course, itong topic na to, lagi siyang nabibring up ng mga tao. And we also want to open it up kasi sobrang important yung term na actively waiting. Kasi most of the time, palagi to na misinterpret or misunderstood by many people. So, for you ba, Allen, I want to ask first, may nafe-feel ka bang external pressure lately regarding sa pagkakaroon ng relationship?
Okay, so personally naman wala pa naman akong napipil na external pressure, but there is always the pressure of, the society, di ba? At this point, ilang taon na tayo, in our mid-20s, so dapat, sinasabi nila, meron na tayo dapat partner for life,
Correct.
which is quite a standard na hindi naman dapat natin susundin because, forced relationships are way worse than, what do you call this, consensuous or even planned relationship if you get to it. Okay, what else? Ano pa ba? Ikaw ba, Sophia? Do you feel any external pressure right now?
Do you feel
Like
any
you,
pressure right now?
I don't feel any charot. Yes, I do feel pressured right now by the two of you. But anyway, kidding aside, I also just want to establish that, that we have that wrong picture of taking time because we have that consumer mindset as humans wherein we just want to consume and experience things, and many of us think that being slow means no progress at all. And we think that waiting is actually for the weak. So we just settle with what's available or what's in front of us, or even we just settle for less. And most often than not, we always tend to compare ourselves with others kasi kaya doon nagsisimula yung inggit factor. And we try so hard to be in a relationship to have that first-hand experience na nakikita natin from other people. And dahil atat tayo or impatient tayo, um, you don't wait anymore.
Yeah, I agree, sis. And actually, just to add, kasi 'di ba like life in general, we tend to give ourselves deadlines. Like for example, to our goals or dreams. And yun nga, same with having a relationship. We think that at this age of ganto ganyan, there's no chance in finding a relationship. Tsaka, 'di ba, ang dami nagsasabi na you're too late, you're getting old, you're missing out so much in life, etc. And ganito yung naging mindset ng ibang tao most of the time. And um, dahil dito, we really tend to feel that constant pressure from our family, our friends, or social media, ganyan.
Mhm.
So, amidst the external pressures, Allen, tanong ko lang, hindi naman showbiz, pero tanong ko lang naman, ba bakit single ka pa rin ngayon? Single nga
Okay.
ba?
Yes, single.
Ah, okay.
Single pa naman. Oh my
But
goodness. Oh,
mingling.
what
Mingling.
mingling? Oh my goodness, Sophia. Okay. So,
Sorry.
uh, I think, yeah, single pa naman ako. And the question on bakit pa nga ba ako single is actually hard to answer. First off, siguro, ako personally, hindi ko pa kaya magbigay ng commitment. Or second would be the pandemic. Because I've been through an LDR relationship. And as of now, I can say ayaw ko na ng LDR
Mahirap.
relationship.
Mahirap ba?
Yes. Tapos papasok ka sa isang relationship sa pandemic with multiple restrictions na hindi mo siya mapupuntahan, hindi kayo
Yeah.
makakalabas. Then, yeah, default kayo na LDR. And for me, it's quite hard to manage an LDR relationship when I've already come from a failed LDR relationship. Kaya yun.
Yeah.
So those are the two main reasons kung bakit pa ako single. Siyempre, pangatlo yung, hindi, meron namang match. Okay naman. Masaya naman sa matches eh.
We're
Wow!
exploring naman eh.
Matches! Rinig mo yon? Matches
Ay,
Matches
daw.
dati.
plural! Sana
Dati yun.
all!
Dinilit ko na yung
Ngayon,
Dinilit ko
isa
na
na
yung,
lang. Match
dinilit
na
ko na
lang
yung
ngayon.
dating ko. Yes. Alam mo, pag binubura mo
Matches,
na yung
pero
dating
merong
apps
isang
mo,
special.
Ay, ganun pala. Hala,
bakit?
kinikilig oh.
Siyempre kinikilig ako. Pag dinilit mo na yung dating apps mo, di ba? Alam mo na ibig sabihin nun. It's, you're no
Yeah.
longer
You
looking
found the
for
Yeah.
perfect
additional matches.
match.
I
Yes.
know. That's true. Ikaw, sis, bakit single ka
Ako,
pa rin hanggang ngayon?
oh my God, sobrang sensitive ng question. Charot. Hindi, I mean, honestly, kasi lockdown eh. I mean, ako, alam ko sa sarili ko na ready na ako makipag-date and to explore, ganyan. Pero, yun nga, dahil lockdown, hindi ako, parang walang chance to meet other people, di ba, in person.
Mhm.
Though, yun nga, may other ways like online dating. However, so far, it's not working for me. So, yeah, wala naman akong choice. But right now, I'm using my time naman to build myself and getting to know myself more. Tsaka nga, busy person nga, di ba?
Yeah,
Ikaw,
you are.
sis, I'm really curious about your
Are you
Oo.
really
status.
curious? Well, of all people, the two of you know how tough it is for me to find a good match. I guess because majority of the people or the guys that I get to talk to always reply to me dry. Ang dry. Sobrang,
Yeah.
tas laging ikaw yung magbubuhat ng convo, and sometimes actually most of the time pala, I ask Allen, ano ire-reply ko? Allen, ano sasabihin ko?
Ah,
Kasi sobrang wala na akong masabi. Ganon kalala. But kidding aside, like Allen, I guess I could say that I'm not 100% ready to have a committed relationship right now. But that doesn't mean that I'm closing my doors or I don't want to entertain guys, because I do. Ngayon kasi, I am also trying to improve myself. So, and by improving myself, I kind of wanted to do that alone. Kasi meron akong mindset na, ewan ko kung ganito yung sa ibang relationships, but most of the time, kapag nakipagrelasyon ka sa tao, namomold mo yung sarili mo according to what the other person wants or needs. So,
Mm-mm.
yung development mo, in a sense, meron na siyang hint of that person. So, that's what I don't want right now. Gusto ko yung development ko. It's just self-development. Kaya ayoko munang lagyan ng bahid ng another person. So, yun yung for
Yeah.
me.
That's nice, that's nice. So ayun, moving forward, na-mention ko kanina yung actively waiting. Pero 'di ba, a lot of people are really waiting right now, as in ang daming single. And sinasabi nila they'll be patient, blah blah blah. Pero yung totoo pala, merong two types of waiting eh. Merong passive and then merong active. But first, what is actively waiting ba? Alan, on your perspective, for you, ano yung actively waiting?
okay, so prior to this, sinerch ko kung ano ibig sabihin ng actively waiting. Okay, so wala akong makitang substantial definition, pero based on my opinion na lang, ang actively waiting is the type of waiting wherein you are doing something to occupy or to change yourself. Okay? So ibig sabihin, hindi ka lang nag-aantay just for the sake of waiting. Aligaga ka na nag-aantay. Busy ka habang nag-aantay. Busy on improving yourself. Basically, kapag ako personally, pag galing ka sa isang not so good relationship, di ba? Pag nag-aantay ka, you try to look for the mistakes that you did and then rectify yourself from making those mistakes ever again. Di ba? So, para sa akin, ganun, yung actively waiting. Sa iyo ba, Sofia? Pareho ba lang ba tayo ng concept on it?
Yeah, actually yun din yung sasabihin ko. It's really helping yourself parang become a better version of yourself while you wait and you seek for the right partner. Ikaw sis, do you
Yeah.
have something else to add?
Yeah, actually similar lang eh. Yun yung ginagawa din kasi natin right now, di ba? We're
Mm-hmm.
in the process of building ourselves while waiting, and at the same time, we're exploring na rin and meeting new people.
Yep.
So, ano bang difference nito sa passively waiting?
In my opinion, passively waiting is when you try to seek for another person who will make you feel whole. And you want to enter a relationship because you want the other person to complete you because you have those missing pieces. Or pwede rin naman kasing passively waiting can also mean na naghihintay ka lang but you're not doing anything to improve yourself. So literally kabaligtaran siya ng actively waiting. That's
Mm.
my opinion. That's my view. Kayo ba?
And for me naman, just to add lang din, yung passively waiting basically highlights din the idea of impatience kasi based on what you said din, it looks like parang you're seeking a partner for the wrong reasons, di ba? You're settling
Mm.
for less, ganyan. And pag yung unang beses mong mapakinggan yung passively waiting, ang isip mo is wala kang ginagawa at all. Pero yung passively waiting talaga is actually about the idea of impatience din. Like you're settling for less kasi you're afraid of being alone or sinasabi mo na you feel na incomplete ka, ganyan.
Mhm.
Yun. Ikaw naman, Allen. Do you have a different
Yes.
perspective or similar lang din?
Well, yun nga. Sa actively waiting, we are improving ourselves, di ba? So, kabaligtaran ng passively waiting, you're not doing anything while waiting. And nasabi mo na rin yung impatience, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Marami talagang reasons kung bakit tayo pumapasok sa relationship. And hopefully, hindi na natin i-take yung reasons na yun. Ang problema kasi with passively waiting, baka hindi mo na maantay ng tama or wala kang ginagawa in between the relationships. Hindi mo na nakikita kung saan ka nagkakamali. And that's the main problem with people. People not acknowledging that they need something, that they need to change something. So sa actively waiting, ina-acknowledge natin na kailangan nating magbago.
Yeah.
That's the good, or that's for me, that's the fundamental truth in actively waiting. You know that you need to change something. Okay, so yun lang naman.
Yeah,
That's
that's
nice.
true.
That's nice. So, since we're somehow promoting actively waiting here, so ano bang pros nito for you guys?
Can I
Since we're all
start?
actively waiting. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have two things lang naman to share, but I'll just go with the first one first. So, yung number one ko, ito based from experience. Actually, actively waiting pa rin naman ako hanggang ngayon. Pero mas naramdaman ko yung pagka-actively waiting ko last year because I stopped seeing this person last May 2020. So, kasagsagan talaga ng pandemic. Ngayon, syempre, lockdown, nandito lang sa bahay. So, ang naging realization ko is that I was able to get to know myself better and what I deserve. Kasi, the thing is, if you're with another person, hindi ka masyadong magkakaroon ng alone time to have these kinds of realizations. Yun yung experience ko ha. Kasi sobrang busy ka nakausap mo lagi yung person. Lagi kayong magkasama. So, sabi ko nga, kagaya kanina, meron ng influence ng person kung paano ka on a daily basis. So the thing is, nung when I was able to get to know myself better, nalaman ko what makes me happy, what makes me sad, irritated, confused, mad. As in, I was able to really get in touch with my emotions. And at the same time, I am really now unapologetic when it comes to wanting the best for myself. And gusto ko kasi sana talagang sabihin na let's normalize yung pagiging choosy because there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Actually, nasubaybayan ko yung past experience mo, di ba? As in, nagulat
I
ka sa sarili mo
know.
na, oh my gosh, I like this pala, I know how to do this, I can, I know now what I don't like sa isang tao, yung mga ganun, di ba?
Yeah.
As in, process of self-discovery din talaga to.
Alam na alam mo
So,
yan, sis.
of course, di ba? And ako naman, based also from my experience, yung pros talaga when it comes to actively waiting is you're really focused on you only. You have more time to build yourself and get to do all of the things you love. And dito kasi you have the freedom to explore and know things about yourself and about other people. So like you get to download online dating, you get to meet different kinds of people, you get to explore what you like and what you don't like. And yun nga, over time, you get to know what you want in a relationship and know what you really deserve. And aside from these, you get to grow rin as a person individually. And actually, that's one of the most beautiful things then in this period of waiting. Diba?
Yep. Agree.
Um, just to add to what you have already said, yun nga, pinaka-pro ng actively waiting is to have an improvement over your past self. So, sabi ni Sophia, you can do this on your own. Not suggested na, yes, you can talk to someone else to have you help with it. So ako personally, I go to the route of having someone to talk me through it. Kasi having someone or having a friend, okay, wag mo nang someone romantic so something platonic. Okay? Having someone platonic there with you para makita or para magkaroon ng ibang point of view on saying na you're improving yourself this way, this should be the way, or di naman kaya, friend, parang may mali dito sa ginagawa mo right now. Hindi ganito yung way on improving yourself. So, yun, that's also, sa akin lang naman. Sa akin kasi mas gusto ko talaga yung ganun. Cooperative learning, sabi nga nila sa
Yeah.
education sector. Okay. So, yun yung pinaka-pro na actively waiting, to have the best you before entering into another relationship. And of course,
Yeah.
forging new relationships along the way. Okay, so yun.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Okay, so yun lang.
So far ba may naging struggle sa'yo while waiting? While actively waiting? Ano yung mga challenges and struggles na na-feel mo?
Okay, so pinaka main struggle ko would be closure. My goodness. Ako kasi I'm a personal overthinker. Most of us are actually overthinkers. That's why mahirap maging idle sa ganitong panahon. Sa
Mm.
panahon na napaka-ample ng time for self-reflection. Kasi gusto mo man o hindi, mapapa-self-reflect ka. Mapapa-what if ka. And those are my ghosts na hindi ko kayang isettle na madalian. Although this past months, nasisettle ko naman na siya. So yun yung isa sa pinaka-main struggle of actively waiting, being dragged back into the
Mm.
past. Kahit ayaw mo na, kahit hindi na siya voluntary. Although,
Mhm.
okay, hindi na ako papasok sa tinatawag sa education na subconscious kasi sinasabi doon na gusto din daw natin yan. Pag naisip natin, gusto daw natin. Yun yung sinasabi ng subconscious. Pero feel ko hindi ko talaga gusto eh. Okay, so yun yung pinaka-main challenge ko. The ample time of self-reflection makes us self-reflect about something we should not be thinking about.
Mhm.
I love that.
Ako
Nakarelate ka ba,
rin.
sis? Nakarelate
Oo
ka?
naman, lagi. Ako naman, some of the challenges that I can share with you while, actively waiting. Yung number one ko is, yung kanina, going back, may feeling of pagiging impatient talaga. And may feeling din na parang mauunahan ka, na mauubusan ka. It's like an opportunity eh. Parang kapag hindi mo to grinab, paano na bukas? Baka wala na. Or
Mm.
baka never na ulit dumating sa buhay mo. Yung second naman is, hindi talaga to may iwasan. Yung feeling of loneliness. Na, since nagkaroon din ako ng relationship before, I also dated guys before, and you kind of got used to the feeling of having someone around you, someone you can talk to, someone you can confide to, yung mga ganon. Tapos yung may Saturdates kayo, may video calls kayo, so nasanay ka kasi naging routine mo yun eh. Ngayon kapag tinanggal mo yun sa system mo, definitely malulungkot ka. So yun yung
Yeah.
nararamdaman ko ngayon. And then lastly, yun nga, yung sa social media naman, when it comes to social media, ang dami mo talagang makikita ngayon ng mga couples. Kumbaga, hindi na ganun ka-private yung mga relationships ngayon. Mas
Yeah.
flex na ng mga couples yung relationships ngayon. Kaya, hindi mo maiwasan. Yun nga, sinabi ko last episode na mapapasana all ka. Kasi, nakikita mo eh, you also desire to have that kind of relationship that other people have. Kaya, ayun, yun yung struggles ko. Ikaw, sis?
Well, ako naman, on my point of view, since medyo matagal na akong single, of course, I feel lonely sometimes. Though alam ko naman na I shouldn't feel that, di ba? Pero hindi rin maiiwasan talaga kasi like what you've said nga, parang deserve ko rin yung ganong happiness na I'm with someone, ganyan. And
Mhm.
also, I also feel a bit jealous kasi um, syempre, sa tinagal kong single, I mean, siguro deserve ko yun ng may mga kasama ko to do the
Mhm.
things I love. Ganyan. I mean, I'm happy naman doing things alone, pero iba pa rin pag may kasama, di ba? Iba namang, ano yun,
Tama.
perspective. And another one naman is FOMO or fear of missing out. So, yun nga,
Mm.
like what I've said nga kanina, na kunwari ngayon, I'm 24 years old na, tas wala pa ring someone,
Jowa
though wala namang,
bells.
jowa bells, though wala
Jowa,
namang
asan ka na?
deadline. Asan ka na? Nandito na ako. Dito na me. Pero,
Traffic nga.
oo nga eh. And yung feeling na, for example, nakikita mo yung group of friends mo, halos lahat sila may mga partner
Mhm.
na. And I'm happy for them, pero at the same time, I feel lonely din na kailan kaya ako, 'di ba? Mapapaisip ka na lang eh. Sobrang struggle talaga nun. And last one naman is, I feel like I'm too much focused on myself na I forget to explore or mingle with other people. Alam mo yun, di ba
Mm.
sis? Kasi,
Mm.
di ba nga sobrang busy nga with so mga stuff na ginagawa ko everyday. So parang I tend to choose those important things rather than exploring like online dating, ganyan. So parang nakakalimutan ko na, oh my gosh, gusto ko rin ng ganyan nga pala. Parang masyado ako napapahal sa sarili ko. Charot. But anyway, yeah, those are my struggles naman so far. So, with all of that, so far, anong mga na-realize nyo about actively waiting? Kasi most of, siguro yung ibang listeners natin, hindi aware na there's such thing as actively waiting. Alam lang nila like to be patient, that's it.
Mm.
So, anong realizations nyo so far about this?
Okay, so ladies first. Char.
Syempre, guest first.
Ay, ganun ba? Fine, fine. Okay. So,
Nagturuan.
sa unang realization ko is, yun nga, as much as possible, you try to take your time. Because uh, there is beauty in random circumstances. Ang ibig ko lang sabihin is, minsan may mga bagay na darating kahit hindi mo hinahanap. Okay?
Oh.
Nakarelate kayo na.
Yeah.
So, yun kasi, minsan we are so preoccupied with looking for something and then saka lang pala magpapakita pag hindi na natin hinahanap. So, while you are waiting for that opportunity, always have time. Wag namang susobra ha. Always have time for realization and to try to imagine what would it be like to date someone like me? May
Mhm.
babaguhin ba ako kapag i-date ko yung sarili ko? Ayun, nakakita ako ng isang alin, tapos i-date ko siya. Ano ba yung ayaw ko sa kanya?
Yeah.
Ganun. So that's what it means when we say actively waiting. Are there parts of us that we need to discard or are there parts of us that we need to build from the ground up? Okay? So yun, nasabi ko na rin kanina, while we are actively waiting, the first thing to do is to acknowledge that there is something we need to improve on ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so yun lang yung key realizations ko or yun yung lumulutang sa isip ko right now. Dadagdagan ko na lang mamaya kapag meron ako naalala mula sa mga realization ninyo.
Okay.
Mine is
Magpapakontemplate
actually
ako, ah.
the same. Yung key realization ko is the same with yours. Mine is you have to know your worth, but also know what you can actually offer to the table. Kasi, everyone desires to have that right person, but you should also ask yourself, ikaw ba tama ka para dun sa taong tama? So, yun din yung sinabi ni Alan kanina. And then at the same time, yun nga, you should take your time kasi the real person will pursue you with the right intentions, with the clear direction in the right season. And always don't forget na buo ka na. As in, buo ka na. Ginawa ka ni Lord na buo ka na. And you're not supposed to enter a relationship just because you have missing pieces or gusto mo yung karelasyon mo yung kukumpleto sa'yo because you're just gonna burden the other party. And that's not what a healthy relationship is. And then, I can't stress this enough, but love grows through time, yet infatuation diminishes through time. Alam natin yan, na lahat na madaling makuha, mabilis din mawala sa atin. And lastly, ito talaga yung recent realization ko, is learn to take risk, but don't gamble your heart. And by this, I mean, you can put yourself out there, but if you're seeing red flags, as in kumakaway na sa red flags, ang dami na. Number one, inconsistency. Yung sulpot-sulpot lang
Oh,
siya.
ilabas mo na
Para
lahat.
siyang
Ilabas mo na lahat.
triggered yan.
Okay,
Basta
okay lang
yun,
yun, Sophia. Tuloy mo lang.
there are a lot of red flags na nakikita mo na doon sa person. But if you like the person kasi, you choose to ignore it. So don't do that, okay? It's not gonna do you any good. Maraming other people dyan na mas deserve yung love mo, yung attention mo, yung efforts mo. So yun, do take risks but don't gamble your heart kasi ikaw yung kawawa sa huli.
So, naalala ko lang na sinabi ni Sofia na pag may red flags, huwag mo nang habulin. Okay.
Ba't nga ba
Pero
hinahabol in the
favorite
first
color
place?
kasi namin red.
Oo nga eh.
Oo,
Kaya ganun.
ang ganda kasi ng red. Oo. So, yun nga, the problem with that kasi yun nga, di ba? Kapag hinabol mo yun, chances are, iisipin ng partner mo, ay, okay lang sa kanya yung ganito.
So,
Tapos
tutuloy niya yun.
saka mo lang marirealize along the road na parang mali yata yung nahabol ko. Ba't parang may binubuhat ako na hindi ko dapat buhatin? Ganun.
Ooh.
Tapos nagkakaroon lang ulit ng conflict and then
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Mm-mm.
Minsan kasi
Tama.
mahirap nang baguhin yun. Lalo na sa ating age. Di ba?
Yep.
There are some parts of us that we cannot change. And then there are some parts of us that we cannot compromise over. Siyempre, same rin yun with your partner. Kaya dapat,
Yeah.
pag red flag na, Sofia, pag red flag na, Nina,
Bye-bye.
habulin.
Bye.
Ay, no.
Hindi na bibigyan ng chance.
Wala
Ng
na nga,
first, ng
diba?
second, ng third.
Wala na nga.
Nakaapat yata yung huli.
Wala na. Final answer.
Final na, wala na. Alam niyo yun.
Yes! Finally!
We're proud of you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay, so,
Ikaw, sis.
Ako naman.
Ano na natutunan mo?
Simple lang naman yung realization ko. Well, related din naman sa mga sinabi niyo. So, syempre, love isn't something that you can force or rush. Kasi ako, before, syempre may time din ako before na parang pinipilit ko na magustuhan yung tao just for the sake na magka-jowa na. Pero sobrang mali. Sobrang no-no. So yeah, etong actively waiting is somehow making us learn that genuine love will show up the moment you're ready. And it will happen when you can love yourself even without someone beside you. And it will really happen in the most unexpected ways. So, etong process of actively waiting then is also a beautiful way of God teaching us to learn how to wait and to trust His perfect timing. Yun. Totoo lahat yun.
Oo.
naalala ko lang, meron tayong stereotypical scene, di ba? When it comes to love. Yung tipong, yung isang babae naglalakad sa ulan, tapos may isang lalaki na pupunta sa kanya, di ba? Minsan nakakalimutan natin, minsan naisip natin, kailan kaya darating yung lalaking yon na magbibigay sa akin ng payong, kahit, magbibigay sa akin ng payong. Then we forget, una ka munang susulong sa ulan bago ka maghanap, di ba?
Ang ganda
So, yun.
Alam, naiyak yung isa dyan. Ang ganda nun!
Yeah. That's true. Hey, pero
So,
diba doon sa last episode, pinapromote talaga namin yung self-love. Kasi, paano ka magmamahal ng ibang tao if hindi mo kayang mahalin
love
yung sarili
yourself.
mo?
yes.
Yeah.
Again, there's also, if I should add, there's also a line, a good line from Sarah Kay's poem. She said there, some men would like to hold you like the answer, but you are not the answer. So yun, naalala ko lang kasi sabi niya, di ba, huwag tayong papasok sa isang relationship na may kulang tayo at huwag natin papasukin yung isang relationship na may hahanapin sa atin. Minsan kasi hindi tayo yung dapat hinahanap.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
Yeah, basically, actively waiting is trying to improve yourself again and again. And then, waiting, andun yung pinakamahirap na part, di ba? Yung waiting. Waiting while the others are taking. Waiting while the world is already moving. And that's a problem when you are in an environment na nakikita mo na laging mabilis. Dito sa provinces, it's peaceful. Time is slower compared to that in the urban areas. That's why kayong dalawa I really sympathize with both of you. Kasi nakikita ninyo yung friends ninyo, nakikita ninyo paglalabas kayo, kakain lang kayo, may mga nagdi-date dyan, holding hands, minsan wala nang pakundangan, may PDA na sa daan. So, kaya mahirap magantay, di ba? Dito medyo madali. Pag may nakita kaming gano'n, pwede namin patuhin ng dos por
Less
dos.
pressure. Less pressure talaga dyan.
Okay, so yun, tips na tayo. So what
Mm.
can we get from all of this? Or how can other people do active waiting? Anyone?
Siyempre, first, know yourself first. Paulit natin ito sinasabi all throughout this episode. This is actually one of the most important parts of the whole process of actively waiting. Kasi ito yung time talaga ng self-discovery. Like, you get to ask yourself a lot of questions like, what are your likes, dislikes, or what you want in a relationship, ganyan. And to be honest, being comfortable in your own skin will really help you find someone to complement you, not complete you. And another tip na mabibigay ko is we should also practice embracing singlehood kasi this is actually one of the best times of our entire lives. And 'di ba, ito yung time na it's our time to explore and we are really free. It's time we get to meet new people, make friends, and do a lot of things that we love, ganyan. So, we need to embrace singlehood talaga. Kasi mahirap din mag-actively wait when you don't even enjoy your singlehood moments eh.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Totoo. Yeah. Yun din yung sasabihin ko actually. Isa sa mga tips ko is you have to cherish your singlehood kasi hindi mo alam in a week or in a few months, 'di ba? You'll be in a relationship and then um mamimiss mo yung bigla mong mamimiss yung pagiging single mo simply because hindi mo siya cherish. And another thing is, it may sound siguro simple, but what we actually are doing now, we are working on our passion projects, we do the things that we want. So yun nga, you have to spoil yourself in a sense para pagdating nung partner mo, hindi mo nahahanap-hanapin. Kasi merong mga
Yeah.
ako na naririnig ng mga in a relationship, they miss being single. Simply because they weren't able to cherish their singlehood while they were single. So, yun yung tips ko.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Ikaw, Alan.
Okay. So sa akin naman, I think it would be, have your own timeline. Okay. And then the start of the start of actively waiting is knowing yourself. So okay lang muna kahit wala ka pang binabago. Magsimula tayo sa mga dapat nating baguhin. And of course, hindi kaya ng utak ang mag-multitask. So hindi mo pwedeng ma-enjoy yung isang bagay kung yung utak mo ay nandun na sa susunod na bagay. So while you're always busy looking towards the future, always remember to find where your feet has landed. Okay? So hindi laging hahakbang ka ng hahakbang. Tignan mo muna, baka naman maganda na yung nahakbangan mo. Lalampasan mo lang dahil akala mo hindi yun yung destination. Di ba? So that's the good thing about love actually. It comes both unexpectedly and expectedly. So sa atin lang, let's try to enjoy what we can. Let's have a goal, but sometimes let's look at our goal and see kung nakarating na ba tayo. Dahil ang love, patalon-talon ng destination yan. Baka nakakalimutan mo na nakatingin ka sa harap, yung destination mo nasa likod na pala. Siyempre, hindi ko naman sinasabing balikan.
Ang deep, grabe.
Ang ganda
Oo
nun.
nga.
Hindi mo sinasabi
Thank you, Alan, for that
ibabalikan mo.
realization. It's really nice. That's true. Oh, yeah, we get it. Yeah. Totoo.
So, yun lang yung tips. Take it at your own time and somehow always be in the present. Okay, so yun lang yung tip. Yun lang yung tip natin, di ba?
Okay. So, sana maraming natutunan yung mga listeners natin and sana wag nilang tingnan yung waiting as something passive lang. Actually, there's such thing as actively waiting. And we should see it as a good thing kasi we get to focus on ourselves.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And before we end, I just wanted to say thank you again, Allen, sa pagpapa-unlock
Yes, thank
sa
you, thank
aming
you.
invitation. We really appreciate it. I
Of
hope
course,
you
Mhm.
you're
also
welcome.
enjoyed chatting with the two of us.
Oo
Yeah.
naman, na-enjoy ko talaga. May mga nailabas naman akong kailangan kong ilabas. Char.
Nice. Safe space to, syempre. At dahil
Yep.
dyan,
Oo
bibigyan ka
naman.
namin ng free coffee.
Ay,
Wow. Oo.
lagi ko
Yeah.
lagi kong inaabangan yung free coffee, Ashley. 'Di ba, Sofia? Asan
Yes,
na yung
you
free
know
coffee?
that. Alam mo yan, pag nagpunta kami dyan, matik na yun. Or when you go here. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see
So,
what the future has. Mm.
mm-mm. So that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye!